time for the modiste.
Welcome to MsMojo. A new season requires a new wardrobe, n'est-ce pas? And when dressing to impress London society, no detail is too small to overlook. So today, let's take a moment to appreciate the thought that went into crafting the fashionable world of Bridgerton Season 3. Take heed, dear viewer, this video contains a few spoilers.
I understand your hesitation, but remember, the dawn feeds on the nouveau, and it gets ill-tempered when it is hungry.
Number 10. Presentation Sparkle. In Season 1, Daphne Bridgerton dazzled at her debut, instantly earning the moniker of the Diamond.
Flawless, my dear.
Though Francesca didn't make quite the same instant impression, she was always going to follow in her sister's footsteps. The proof was right there on her gown.
Bridgerton guard, your majesty. You have had good luck with Bridgertons.
Francesca, like Daphne, makes her debut with understated but noticeable diamonds on her bodice. Meanwhile, Eloise's presentation gown featured more gold than glitter. Famously, Eloise never wanted to be a debutante at all, much less the Queen's favorite. So it's as if she was subconsciously dissuading Charlotte from that line of thought.
Though I must admit, I'm more of an emerald person myself.
While Francesca doesn't particularly want the title either, her eagerness to marry aligns her more with Daphne than Eloise. Interestingly, Francesca and Daphne also have the same diamond design on their skirts and sleeves, further cementing the similarities between them.
Suppose entering society means I might meet someone. Would be pleasant to have my own house.
Number 9. Gauze Gloves.
I should like to try something a little different tonight.
Penelope's stunning makeover spares no detail in the accessories department. Her daring dark gloves are especially unique, both for the color and the sheer gauzy fabric. Showing a glimpse of Penelope's arms, they give a hint of sex appeal while maintaining the standards of propriety. Appropriate for someone who wants to be better known in society, but still has a secret to hide, yes?
Perhaps we should take our leave, lest we remain too long and give Lady Whistledown something to write about.
While her social graces may not have impressed at the ball, her style clearly did. As the season goes on, more and more ladies appear with gloves that are darker, made of gauze, or both, until the sheer style starts to dominate the London ballrooms. Of course, the first ladies to adopt these gloves do so right after being seen at the modiste, so Penelope may have inspired her peers, but it's clear who really started this fad.
There's no going back to the past. All one can do is be true to one's choices and look forward.
Number 8. Penelope's Wicked Sisters. Okay, it might be a stretch to call Prudence and Philippa Featherington wicked. They're shallow, spoiled, and clueless, but generally too self-centered to be truly belligerent. That said, the prospect of being mother to the Featherington heir brings out the worst in both of them.
The first necessity would be ridding the house of dusty books. After, of course, I'd change Mamma's ghastly curtains.
Do not worry, I will let you keep your books in the cloakroom.
It's no wonder the sisters call another unpleasant pair of siblings to mind. And it's certainly a deliberate choice.
Of course.
Why must I be punished over and over?
Prudence and Philippa have worn the pink and green colors of Cinderella's Tremaine sisters before, but Season 3 seems to feature them in variations of those colors more frequently than ever. And with their treatment of Penelope at an all-time low, it's no wonder. Is it a bit on the nose? Sure, but subtle was never in the Featherington style guide.
Everyone's staring at us.
Jealousy, my love. That you are now mine.
Number 7. Kate's Indian Inspiration.
This is my first week as Viscountess in my new home. Tonight is Lady Danbury's ball. I must make a good impression.
Season 2 included some lovely references to the Sharma family's Indian culture, and Season 3 continues celebrating Kate's heritage in some of her costuming. Not only is there a strong Indian reference in much of her jewelry, but her Danbury ball gown features a veil attached to the back, similar to a versatile Indian dupatta. Later in the season, Kate gets an elegant sari-inspired gown in Bridgerton blues. With the alternate history of the show, we get a chance to experience a Britain that embraced the diversity of its subjects. Characters raised outside of England provide so much room for creativity in reimagining the Regency. The spirit of reinvention is beautifully realized in the fusion of East and West at play in Kate's styling.
You cannot imagine how charming our town in India is. It has been so long since I have ridden there.
I should like to see it.
Number 6. Genevieve's forward-thinking fashion. Speaking of setting trends, if Genevieve's clients were paying attention, they'd realize that she may dress them for the moment, but she dresses them for the future.
Ugh. I practically begged the last Lady Kent to let me craft something more contemporary.
It's not always easy to see the details in her sensible black dress, but the sharp eye will notice a few things, like her slightly higher hem and the ruffled detailing on her skirt. She also sports a pair of very eye-catching sheer oversleeves.
Sour colors indeed. But what has brought about this sudden desire for change?
All of these elements would be on trend in the 1820s. For those keeping track, that's still 5 years off from when season 3 of Bridgerton takes place. Meaning, Genevieve doesn't just have her finger on the pulse of fashion. She's clearly a flat-out visionary.
I can't imagine ever giving that feeling up. At any rate, we will make you the most beautiful dress.
Number 5. Colin goes dark. In the grand tradition of such things, Colin's transformation into society playboy brings an edgy new wardrobe. Mercifully, we are spared any attempt at a Regency leather jacket, but his color scheme in the early episodes of season 3 still evokes the classic bad boy staple.
Apologies for my late arrival. I got stuck in presentation traffic. Do you not wish to greet me?
When not in evening dress, Colin favors dark browns, very different from the traditional Bridgerton blues and grays. It's clear he's trying to differentiate himself from his large family as much as from his former self.
Do you know what I discovered when I was abroad? No one knew me. No one knew who I was supposed to be. I was entirely freed of being the Colin Bridgerton that Tom knows me to be.
However, brown is still a complementary color to blue, and we notice that his waistcoats and shirts are often in darker shades of his family's traditional colors. Colin may be trying to cover up his true self, but his clothes make it clear that at heart he remains unchanged.
I do not blame you for putting on armor lately, but you must be careful that the armor does not rust and set so that you might never be able to take it off.
Number 4. Alice fits in and stands out.
Such an unexpected new face amongst them. I believe it best to show the ton that not everything has changed.
The light tread with which Alice and Will Mondrich enter society suits them as well as Lady Kent's old dresses suit Alice. Thankfully, the pair are quick to throw out the status quo and forge their own path.
Away with clothes.
But I am keeping all the jewelry.
There you go.
Guided by Madame Delacroix's expert hand, Alice makes a splash in her stunning new wardrobe. Interestingly, in a season of costumes that stray more than ever from historical reality, Alice's are the most period accurate.
I am grateful to you for keeping me company. I did not want to miss another ball, but I also was not looking forward to coming here alone.
From her neoclassical-inspired hair and jewelry to her clean silhouettes, she is Regency elegance personified. In short, Alice looks like she belongs in this world more than anyone else in Bridgerton society. It's a clever way to telegraph that nobility and grace are qualities that might not have anything at all to do with birth status.
What have we done to earn this?
Nothing. The same as every Viscount and Earl and Baron out there. Absolutely nothing. But it is ours, so let us enjoy it.
Number 3. Charlotte's swan wig. Queen Charlotte has served up some jaw-dropping looks over the years, and her wigs are always works of art. But this season's swan wig sets a new standard.
It's just a thing of beauty.
With its hand-painted backdrop and moving crystal swans, it could just be an incredible piece of artwork. Or it could have a deeper symbolic meaning.
Perhaps this little love play will inspire my lovers tonight.
The wig clearly references Swan Lake, which seems to relate to the ballet performed in the 4th episode. However, we notice 2 things. 1, Swan Lake is famously a tale of doomed love. And 2, the swan role is being danced by a man. Is this all just reference to Charlotte's inevitably dashed hope for Francesca and the Marquis Samidani? Or perhaps foreshadowing for a different tragedy? We love an Easter egg, especially one that keeps us guessing.
Step another pace backwards. You read me too well.
Number 2. Cressida's fashion armor.
Are you enjoying the evening, my lord?
More than they are, to be sure.
I would certainly rather be predator
and pray.
At last, we understand Cressida's style. In previous seasons, she stood out for her extravagant 1930s-inspired hairstyles, but this year, her entire wardrobe becomes increasingly outlandish, revealing a lot about her state of mind in the process. In the wild, certain animals will mimic flowers to draw in their prey. Cressida, in her aggressively floral fashion confections, appears to be doing the same, especially when her target is such a nature enthusiast.
It is only you do not seem to care for nature or for animals, both of which are apparently his great passion.
I care very dearly for animals. I love a good fur.
Oh, I would not tell him that.
The more desperate she becomes, the more bombastic her sleeves and mounds of tulle flowers. It feels like an attempt to both attract her target and hide her weakness. We see an attempt at self-protection in an interesting neckpiece halfway between a corset and a suit of armor's gorget. The season is a battle for Cressida Cowper, and she's going in with the only shields society will allow her.
Good. Your father was just ousted from his club. Because of all of this, he is withdrawing your dowry.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Colin's cravat. Did the pale green shade inspire Penelope, or is this another sign that they're meant to be? Why not both?
That was all the rage in Paris.
You look distinguished, but then again you always have.
Penelope's earrings. With their quill pen shape, Penelope carries a hint of her secret identity out in the open.
And why do I have the feeling that you, in turn, know how to make one wither, if you so choose?
Me?
Francesca's gauze gloves. The only other person sporting the accessory at the Danbury Ball is also someone hoping to hide in plain sight. But with no dark secret, hers are light instead of black.
I did not expect to be inspected as if I were some rare insect writhing under a microscope.
You do not much like attracting notice, do you?
Not really. No.
Violet for Violet. Not only does the show hint at her asserting an independent identity with her own clothes, but John's toast to Violet is underscored by all the ladies wearing her namesake color.
In this moment, when I feel so much gratitude for my new wife, I feel it in equal measure for the remarkable woman who raised her. I thank you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Penelope's color story.
I do not wish to see a citrus color ever again.
Sour colors indeed.
Penelope's first step in reinvention is to ditch the loud Featherington color scheme in favor of soft greens and dreamy blues. Not only are they infinitely more flattering, but they fit in nicely with the aesthetic of a certain household.
You mentioned you were comfortable at Bridgerton House, so we're going to practice here.
I was comfortable at Bridgerton House previously.
We needed a place to be alone. Here, your maid can wait outside, and we can pretend we're at a ball.
While there may have been some subconscious choice in that on Penelope's part, another fashion moment reveals fate at work. Penelope's dramatic dark teal gown from the Danbury Ball stands out from her subsequent wardrobe, but when Colin brings her to visit their new home, the color of the walls seems too similar for mere coincidence. Clothes can tell us a lot about a person, and this seems like the show saying Penelope was always meant to be Colin's home, which is punctuated when she appears in a similar color in the final episode.
My only purpose in life is to love a woman as great as you. And I will be a very fulfilled man indeed.
Who gave us the season's most stunning fashion moment? Share your thoughts in the comments.
It is Lady Whistledown.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.